Welcome
I
back.
hate this voice, I hate this voice, I hate this voice, I hate this voice coming up.
Don't worry, Jova, we all do.
Basically, here, Omega is voiced by a woman now.
The late Maddie Blaustein.
This is a charming little place.
Also, Omega is sporting a bit of a...
do this again.
Now, as for the reason why they couldn't just get why he couldn't just sound like he did it.
Long time no see.
Why?
Okay,
Why couldn't you just reuse the same voice from Shadow the Hedgehog?
Allow me to explain that one, actually, Pedro.
Go ahead.
His voice actor from Shadow the Hedgehog retired from 4Kids to pursue a Broadway career.
And you couldn't use a voice synthesizer to make the voice sound more similar?
Actually, okay, to be fair, Pedro, Maddie was directed to sound monotone. Everything else was edited. And because here's the thing, Maddie actually can do a better Omega, as shown in the Olympic Games, and I think another
So basically what you're telling me is that they got a retard to voice direct this game.
See, sick of Japan and their infinite wisdom when they were trying to reboot this Sonic to be what Sonic should properly be, thought Omega should be more like a stereotypical robot, because they thought that America was doing something wrong with Gamma. Because God forbid we have a humorous but bloodthirsty robot. Now, let's just make him a stereotypical robot.
Pretty great in Heroes. So.
He was. By the way, they kind of gave him a redesign. For some reason, his Omega symbol is only on one shoulder.
Worthless consumer models.
Like, okay.
Also, what the fuck was up with that line earlier? Spare magazines secured? What the fuck is he talking about?
Ammo.
Yeah, ammo.
Yeah,
Magazines are a term for ammo.
You heard that line in Full Metal
All right,
Jacket.
everybody. This, believe it or not, Mephiles is literally about to destroy his credibility as a villain right in his very first big cutscene.
Pedro, he kind of already has. I mean,
well, okay, but now it's where it's most evident.
I mean, let's just say Mephiles has a plan to try and bond with a certain person who is in the very pool of lava next to them, but I won't go into that detail just yet.
Also, what the hell is...
Just listen to what he's about to say. Basically, he's about to make a proposal to Shadow. So yeah, it turns out after... yeah, go ahead.
Was devastated by Iblis's flames.
I can barely see Shadow.
A search for the guilty.
Why? What does that matter at that point?
So yeah, according to Mephiles, supposedly after Iblis destroyed the world, people blamed Shadow for it.
Even though that doesn't make like a sense, but whatever.
So,
yeah.
Shadow just went over an entire game.
Yeah, they used this as an accident, so excuse. Even that. Okay, I'm not a fan of Shadow the Hedgehog, but that kind of shits on the ending of Shadow the Hedgehog, doesn't it?
Okay. While this is a good character moment for Shadow, it's a terrible character moment for Mephiles as a villain.
Yeah, I agree with Johnny. Mephiles is doing a terrible job trying to convince Shadow to go to the dark side.
Not just that, but remember too, not only is he called Mephiles, aka the Devil, but remember, Mephiles is the one who's trying to release Iblis, so he's the one who's gonna cause that eventual persecution of Shadow. He literally just told him this. By the way, Shadow, after I free Iblis...
Hold on. I actually do like this moment because of the music playing.
Yeah,
and also because Shadow doesn't stand
an instrumental version of All Hail Shadow. And yeah, like I said, this is a great character moment for Shadow.
Also,
because
can someone explain to me why Mephiles does this? Like, it becomes crystallized?
That's his true form.
That's just true form. It's a little creepier, I guess.
Honestly, Pedro, if they wanted to do the whole manipulative villain thing more, honestly, Pedro, they could have just gone to George Lucas.
Okay. Here's the thing, dudes. Mephiles is already manipulating us or another character. More on that later. The thing is, like,
sorry, go ahead.
The problem with this scene is, like, again, it works great for Shadow because, thank goodness, they did not undo his character development from Shadow the Hedgehog. That would have really sucked. The problem is like this, though. There should have been more build-up to this very moment. I mean, okay, like Pedro said, Mephiles kind of did destroy his own credibility right there, and then the problem is also, like, this is Shadow's really true first actual confrontation to Mephiles, aside from the first time they met. Like, again, let me remind you, Mephiles said he was going to try to
By the way, I mentioned that this first phase of the boss battle is completely a waste of your time.
What are you supposed to even do?
Nothing.
Okay.
You're just supposed to wait.
Actually, yeah. True. The way it's supposed to go is like where you're supposed to beat these guys, and then eventually you're supposed to do a certain special thing that will get Mephiles because
no, Java. You're just supposed to wait for Omega to come in. That's the thing.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to.
No.
Don't you have even supposed to actually hit the pillars?
No. All you have to do is just...
Even the game just told us it doesn't matter how many of them you defeat.
Exactly. Again, all you have to do is wait until the cutscene hits. That's literally all you're doing. The game has grounded you. You're
Wait
grounded.
for it. I think you're about to eventually do it.
Nope. See?
Ow.
But yeah, as you can see, Mephiles is shadow.
Music there.
Yeah, this theme is not really that fitting.
Yeah, this boss theme is not that good. I will agree.
It's kind of a mess. A bit like the character, so it kind of was.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
So far, it's been consistently worse.
Oh no! You know what I just realised?
Okay, game, we're done. You made your point.
Jova, Shiwa, you know what I just realised?
If I may first finish my point, but sure, go ahead.
A mess of a boss fight taking place in a volcano with a mess of a boss theme.
Yes, Jova?
I mean, granted, I actually like this boss scene better than that one, but I see your point. Into the Dragonfly.
Wow, that game really is that series equivalent to 06.
There we go. You're actually doing it. See, what happens is like you have to build up your meter, and now you can actually fight Mephiles. So yeah, that whole thing about doing nothing, you actually have to do something here.
But that's just the thing, Jova. No matter what you do, this boss battle is not going to be the end.
Pedro, you're supposed to beat him.
Wow, that was easy.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're supposed to beat him and then get the cutscene. Yeah, it's stupid.
To be fair, Pedro, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Not just, but regardless though, the point is, Mephiles literally just told. Oh, by the way, Shadow, that that Iblis creature that I want to freeze to destroy the world. After I do that, humanity
he hasn't told him that bit of his plan.
Also, how did Omega survive?
Okay. Remember, Tio, remember how Omega was in standby mode in Crisis City when we found him? That was actually because Rouge instructed him.
Okay, but he was clearly rusty and everything.
Well, that's because he'd been just sitting there for all those years. It tends to happen.
Apparently, Rouge fixed him.
Alright, Java, go ahead and finish.
So yeah, Omega is actually pretty baller here and will mount the form of Mephiles. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, the problem also with Mephiles trying to commit Shadow, dude, the last time you met Shadow, you literally said you were going to kill him by sending him to Oblivion.
True.
Like, I mean, again, credibility lost. And yeah, like Pedro said, Mephiles is trying to join with Iblis. That later becomes a plot point later. Well, here's the problem. Iblis is literally in the lava right next to him. Does Mephiles join with Iblis? Nope. He just wants to try and show off how great a Bond villain he can be by quite honestly failing.
Not just that, that actually raises another point. Like, it makes no sense for Mephiles to wait for merging with Iblis because, as we know, as soon as Solaris gets...
These are the easiest boss battles ever. Like, literally, just spam the fucking missile of Omega until he dies. That's literally all the boss battle is. Brilliant.
Sound? Hello? Sound?
Sorry, Dwebs, it fucked up.
Sound,
The easiest S rank ever.
So, essentially...
Perfect mission.
Yeah, go ahead, Theo, go ahead. Oh.
Funny.
Okay.
Very
that boss sucked. Moving on.
Maybe Tio was trying to imitate the game's lack of sound.
Anyway, I will say this, I actually do like the boss scene, but it's nothing to write home about. And I'm talking about this game's boss scene, not that abomination and Enter the Dragonfly.
It's a shame too because, like Jova said, that earlier instrumental version of All Shadow in the cutscene was really good. Again, I really love this game's cutscene music.
The best way to describe Shadow's story is like a Phase 2 MCU film. Sure, Shadow's development is great, but the villain sucks. Oh, by the way, Mephiles is now about to provide a time portal.
There's nothing worse than a villain that sucks.
I don't know, Jova. I'll still give credit over the MCU villains. At the very least, they don't flat out literally say to the hero, "By the way, I'm the villain." And did you know that?
Whiplash.
Whip.
You know, if
the villain of Iron Man 2. He was literally that.
Oh, okay, well, that's Iron Man 2. Okay, fine. Iron Man 2 aside, fine. Iron Man 2 aside.
And the villain of Thor: The Dark World. Let's not forget how stupid he was.
One second, Tio.
Yeah, no, everything's fine.
If Thanos turns out to be a shit villain, that's really gonna dent Infinity War.
It will, but even still, I don't think he'll be as bad as Mephiles. At least I hope.
They've been building up to Infinity War for so long. It would be a shame if he is like a.
I mean,
as long as they do it fine as well as in the comics are, it should be fine. But anyway, let's try to focus on this. Meet up with Regiment in the warehouse district.
Yeah. So what are you supposed to do now?
Just meet her in the warehouse district.
Yeah, but translation. What are you going to do now, Pedro?
Side quests.
When do we get the retake?
Alright, so let's see let's see if there's anything to buy. Oh, there is. Memory Shard Blue and Memory Shard Red. Chaos Boost level 1 and Chaos Boost level 2. I never use these things because I find these things to be utterly useless. Go ahead, Jova. Explain Chaos Snap and Chaos Lance, Jova, for us, if you don't.
Chaos Snap is essentially, a homing version of the Chaos Spear. Well, actually, no. Chaos Snap is actually, Shadow using his Chaos Control to immediately go from enemy to enemy, in a sense. And, it's kind of like a homing attack. Actually, pretty much is a homing attack. Be careful, Sonic.
What about the Chaos Lance?
The Chaos Lance is essentially a powered version of the Chaos Spear.
Yeah,
how brilliant. I spend my hard-earned rings for this.
Okay, look, in a good game...
Anyway, go ahead, Joe.
Now see, in a good game... Oh no, the Professor's car is being attacked by monsters!
It is?
Oh no.
Cool, now this means we get...
And where is the car?
He's the top of 40 on Soliana culture. If he dies, Soliana would be lost. That's right, if one college professor is lost, Soliana will be lost.
And no, before you ask Teo, no, it's not Professor Pickle.
It's this weird dude called Professor Layton.
No,
Jova, the thing is, the population of this
professor's
country
car.
is
the sad part, no, Jova, the sad part.
Anyone is a dire problem.
No, Jova, this is not Jova, this is not the shitty game where Professor Layton migrated to. That would be Lightning Returns, as we'll see eventually. Anyway, go ahead.
Monsters start attacking his car. Defeat them all before it's destroyed.
We'll get to it, Shiro.
Why does everyone move their arms like that in this game?
Because
Shiro, don't you totally move your arms like that?
Because the animators aren't trying. Anyway, here's how this side mission works. Like he said, you're supposed to protect the Professor's car, which means you cannot allow its life to deplete. Here's the thing. It's incredibly easy because you're way faster than the car, so basically you're going to be able to defeat all the enemies before the car even gets to them. So yeah, that's basically what this mission is. Just keep going and defeat all. It's basically a variant of the. It's literally a defeat all mooks mission. Yeah, they technically added a new spin to it, but it still boils down to just defeat all the mooks.
I mean, honestly, considering how awful this game is, I'm surprised those blocks back there wouldn't hurt him.
And by the way, the key to getting an S rank in this mission...
It thinks that the blocks would hurt them, but the blocks surprisingly don't, even though those blocks are explosive. So let me get this straight. This car cannot take enemies' attacks, but it can pretty much drive head-on into an explosive block, which is pretty much the equivalent to TNT in this universe.
Well, there you go. 1,200 points right there. Jesus, 12,000 actually, sorry.
Also,
the key to getting an S rank in this mission is to always go for the bigger mook, because when you defeat the bigger mook, you get a bonus points and you defeat all of them at once.
Also, they're not normally purple.
Also,
those are Mephiles' ones.
Weird that this is one mission where you don't get to use the buggy. You think they will actually tie that.
Oh look, guys! The speed shoes! They exist! They exist in this game!
And they have the same theme as the invincibility theme.
Actually use them then.
I am.
They probably had no time to do a new theme.
And by the way, I hope you enjoyed that, because this is the only part of the game where the speed shoes exist. They did not show up at all in the main game. They don't exist in any other side missions. And there you go. I've literally finished the mission. So now I'll just have to wait for the card to get to the goal, and there you go.
Well, that was fun.
Anticlimactic.
Here's the big problem, though.
Although the fastest speed makes it control even worse from the looks of it.
Here's the problem, though. Like Johnny mentioned in his LP, how the hell do you get an S rank in this mission because here's the thing: it's not based on time bonus.
Oh, there's the professor,
There-
and
go-
he's
go ahead, Teo.
Alberto.
Go ahead, Teo.
It's Alberto Roberto again.
What's up with that guy's eyes there on the right? Look.
Are you the one who
Dude,
solved the
are you
major
okay?
prizes? What the hell is he talking about? Wonderful, I'm so honored to meet you. Thank you so much.
Okay. This
I'm
is like
so happy the professor is back.
this is the 4th time that Alberto Roberto's model has been used for
All right, look at
supposed
this.
different
Hold on,
character.
and he's called Puccini, which he was a composer. What the hell?
I really don't see. There we go. By only 40 points. I missed the S rank by 40 points. Jesus Christ. Well, at least I came closer than Johnny at getting the S rank.
Isn't
Yeah,
it
have
the
one.
exclusive blocks game?
I'm sorry. What? It's because I failed at the first bonus points thing. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so yeah, that side mission was.
It was tolerable.
Okay, moving on.
That
Next.
was certainly a side mission.
Next. Oh God, no! This mission.
Oh yes.
Go ahead,
What is
Whips.
It's the season.
It's the season for the car festival. It'll be exciting to see what will happen this year.
Oh well.
From Italian
because
to
of Rick's
Russian.
terrible accent.
Yeah, hang on. You don't know the car festival? It is a race. Roosevelt crowds the city of Soriana. It's held once a year.
How nice.
Why cars? Oh no, we're gonna have to race.
A
now.
driver named Shorts has won 5 years in a row. So most people are sure he'll win this year too.
So guys, you up for a little proving them wrong on the racetrack? Hey.
Yes,
Our
Teo.
team has come in last 5 years in a row. So no one's even willing to drive for us. We're looking for a skilled driver.
First of all, Dweebs, again, you're treading on a thin line.
You
Second,
know, Dweebs, you could at least be like me and actually try with the accent.
whatever.
You're a great driver, really? Will you drive for our Jova? If the game isn't trying, why should I?
Guys,
Is that a Welsh accent you were trying
Yes,
to
Theo.
do?
Go
the
ahead.
way that character was called Prodi. I don't know how to tell you guys, but that name is tied to one of the worst politicians we ever had in the past 30 years.
And here he's a car salesman.
I don't know what to think.
All right. All right. So let me
The
explain.
car is perfectly.
Here's what you need to do in order to get an S rank in this mission. Use that trick that I mentioned earlier. Alt X and A or square and X if you're playing on the PS3, and then this button and then this menu happens. There you go. And now you're suddenly not on the buggy. So now you can race on foot since you're much faster without the buggy. There you go. This is the best.
And by accelerate, I mean I go fast.
See the big problem with trying to do the buggy in this mission with the buggy is that first of all, if you even slightly touch the cars, the buggy crawls to a fucking stop. Not to mention, again, this is supposed to be a race, which means you're supposed to be mashing the A button over and over and over to do that boost thing that the thing has.
Wait. Oh yeah, that.
And however, it's much more tolerable if you're doing the homing attack consistently. So basically, just do what I do. Use that trick. Again, if you don't know how to do the trick, just check Darkspine Sonic's channel.
Hop. Skip.
See, the big reason for why I'm doing the no buggy trick is because that way I can go through this shortcut, and this shortcut allows me to get considerably ahead of all the other drivers. There you go.
Because no one ever thinks to just drive straight.
You know what? I really find it interesting how even though you're not supposed to go through here, they still bothered to put in obstacles here.
Well, okay. To be fair, Pedro, you can go through that even with the buggy. It's a shortcut, but it's a risky shortcut.
Be careful
With
with it
the
though,
buggy.
since there are no rings in this mission.
Well, yeah, true. But that's one thing, the buggy actually does have a health bar, hence why there's no rings in this.
This jumping is making my head spin.
And there we go. That's how you get an S rank in this mission.
Hey, Shadow, you cheated! You cheated!
never
Tia,
did
what's the
say
Italian? Tia, what's the Italian word for cheater?
It's stop it, Dweebs, right now.
Well,
Uh,
I can't believe it. We won. We defeated Schultz. Now I can finally chop my accents.
Schultz, a German?
That
You
animation.
can drop your accent.
Oh, what does Italy have
I'm so
against
glad I
Germany?
stuck with it for 5 long years. I'm so lucky to have met you. Thank you.
You're so lucky.
Aren't
Hey,
you,
look,
aren't
there's
you
a
guys?
cameraman.
Aren't we also happy for Brody
The
here?
cameraman is so invested. Look
Who
at
the
him.
fuck is Brody?
Yes, I am now.
Shadow.
I am fast.
And there you go. There you
Shadow,
go.
turn around.
And there you go. I got an automatic S rank on time bonus alone.
Wow.
Natural.
Well, you only got the time bonus is the only thing you could have.
Yeah, but the thing is I got over 5,000 points over the S rank mark. Like literally, I destroyed that mission.
Also, Dwibs, it's a race. Of course, time is essential for your grading.
Not just any race, but a special race.
That's one.
Oh,
That's one of the things. Thanks to all these tricks that you can do, Shadow's town missions are the most tolerable in the game.
That
Alright,
line
so-
makes no fucking sense, by the way.
Okay, so let's take a list, guys. We have the Festival of Rings. We have the Free Musketeers Festival. We have, of course, the Math Numbers Festival. We have the Festival of Boxes, freaking boxes.
Jova.
And now we have a
It's
car
like Equestria.
festival.
There's a festival for everything.
Jova, to quote Cassandra from Tangled, can't this kingdom go one day without celebrating something?
It's been a while, Agent Shadow. I'm looking for skilled agents for a
Actually, I
I
placed that for Shiroi, so
She's a secret agent.
go ahead.
Oh.
Secret agent man.
Well, he's already read that, so I'll wait
Go
for it.
ahead.
Omega, what are you doing?
The decryption unit is almost thinking work, as opposed to the action-heavy missions you're used to. Probably not your cup of tea.
Nah, I'll take that over beat all the mooks again, so go ahead.
What? You want to prove me wrong?
Yes.
Well,
Want to prove me wrong?
do you want to take a quick test?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Also,
yes,
aren't you the same lady we saw like a few minutes ago?
yes. The intelligence, the intelligence test. How
Also-
the fuck's your
So
grammar?
Yana has a very serious problem with cloning, Shiroi.
Also, Pedro,
and grammar apparently.
Well, okay. To be fair, if they put a comma there, that sentence would have made sense.
Okay, let's start the test. Figure out the number that belongs on the blank box.
Oh,
Look at the other numbers for clues.
not this shit again.
Process of elimination. And I don't want math in my Sonic game.
Chitsura, didn't you love Sonic Schoolhouse?
I never touched that with a 10-foot pole, and I don't think.
Well,
It's a
Sega
tribute.
brought it back.
When you know the answer, break one of the number boxes on the side. The questions will get harder as you keep going.
Fantastic.
Ma'am, not to be rude or anything, but what exactly does this have to do with it? Agent.
Snake, when did you get here?
Shadow, if you can't do math, then you can't do agent work.
I'm the ultimate life form. You really think I can't do something
Shadow, I'm
math?
not going to treat you any differently than anyone else. I don't care that you're the core.
So yeah, like
So get to it.
So yeah, like she said, you're supposed to look at the boxes on the pile to figure out which one is the one that's missing from the pattern. Basically, try to just figure out what the pattern is according to what you see.
God, not
Here-
the loading screen again.
Here's what you. Go ahead.
Oh, correct. Good job. On to the next question.
Brilliant.
On paper, this isn't the worst of challenges. I mean, it is somewhat intuitive.
The problem is the loading
problem-
times.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
quite honest, if it weren't for the loading times, this would have been a more tolerable one. I mean, well, they're not pretending like, it's, this big test or anything. It's literally just a challenge, and one that actually can have some nice pattern elements to it. The problem is, if you get it wrong, you gotta slug through these godforsaken loading time screens.
Here's how you get an S rank in this mission.
This is
Get-
the last question.
Yeah. Here's how you get an
Yeah,
S rank.
died.
Here's how go on the internet, get a cheat sheet with all the answers, and just do them straight, like I'm doing right now.
I mean, granted,
Sonar
granted, if you want to do this legit, fine, maybe this might be your cup of tea, but if you don't like the loading screens, you better not mess up.
Jova, I'm willing to try my best to
I'm
solve
talking
the...
to people who are. I'm talking to people
Sure.
who are.
No, what I'm trying to say, Jova, is that I'm trying my best to... I always try my best to solve the hardest puzzles in Layton games from the extras without consulting the internet. However, I'm not putting a single point of effort into these, because...
Yeah, you got 3 correct. Your IQ is about 200.
wait,
turn,
what?
Martin.
You can wait. You can tell someone's IQ just by having them break a bunch of numbered boxes.
No.
That's
Yeah,
not... That's,
Lady, you do know
That's
that there
not
are
how that
actually,
works.
You do know that there are actually standardized IQ testings in our school system.
we don't have time for that.
look at that! I beat the mission in 9 seconds. Almost.
Hey, yeah, because for once they don't count reading dialogue as part
Shadow,
of
we're in the middle
the
of-
time here for some reason. Then why the heck do they count reading as part of the time for all the other missions?
Agent Shadow, don't you see? Gunn is in the middle of a bit of a rush job at the moment, so we have to do these rush tests.
Alright, guys. Now that we're done with, well, that, it's time to get our motorcycle license.
Oh, no.
Yay!
I failed to realize why an agent of gun would need. You'd think he would have already have it, but.
And before you ask, no, this is not required for the story because Shadow actually does use the motorcycle in story sections. Whether or not
using it illegally, then in that case, he doesn't have his license.
Not just that, Pedro. I don't know what it is in our countries, but in mind, once you get a car driver license, you can drive motorcycles automatically with that.
In my
In the UK, you have to get a separate license for motorbikes.
Same here. Also, to answer your question about what Omega's doing when he's standing still, he's doing that thing that some robots can do. He's rotating the entire top.
But he was clipping through Shadow's model.
Yeah, basically, he was rotating the top half of his body, which looks cool when he's shooting stuff like in Heroes.
But that's the thing. Also, yeah, that's another cool game.
This game wishes it could look as good as Sonic.
Didn't Omega get a complete different set of attacks in Heroes than in this game?
Yes.
Although I will give him this, the attacks of Omega allow us to basically rape bosses, so I'll give that.
It seems that there's something going on by the warehouses.
Not that I don't care. Moving on.
Hey guys, it's the Rimlight employee guy.
Who gives a shit?
Don't care. Don't care.
Notice my lord.
Anyway, alright. Alright, go ahead, too.
Oh shit, that guy's so fat.
Look, I hate how everyone just says, hey, you're in a different tone or what.
Omega, get out of the way if you don't mind.
I conduct the motorcycle license test.
It's this game's equivalent of thank you for releasing me.
You look like you break the motorcycle upon
There is a motorcycle license, so your license will be given out depending on your skill level.
Wait.
I'm Wilford Brimley and I've got the diabetes.
Okay,
so let me get this. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure heavy people can ride motorcycles. He just looks a bit too heavy.
Well, okay. To be fair, you make a big enough motorcycle, it can support someone. But apparently...
Motorbikes are pretty chunky, so...
let me get this straight. Apparently, you need a license not just to drive a motorcycle, but to drive a motorcycle in Soliana. That's
oddly specific.
Alright, let me explain. Once again, just like with the buggy mission, use that trick, Alt X and A, or Square and X if you're playing on the PS3. And that way, the Shadow will do his tornado kick attack, allowing him to not do this mission on the motorcycle because the motorcycle controls like utter ass. That way, you'll be able to do the motorcycle license test on foot in much easier, and you'll easily get an S rank. There you go. See.
You know what's a shame? Oh, by the way, he left the motorcycle floating in midair.
There you go. You're supposed to dodge those boxes, which is incredibly easy to do, on foot.
Shadow, Agent Shadow, wait a minute. You're supposed to take it on the motorcycle, you cheating prick.
Sorry, I can't quite hear you. Interference.
Shadow, I know that's you making that noise.
Alright, on to the next test.
Okay.
You just saw him leave his motorcycle and...
Holy shit,
oh my god, so what, are we gonna have to do the writing part of the test now?
No, now we're going to dodge pine cones.
What?
No, to be fair, no. I mean traffic cones, obviously.
So now...
Oh, yeah. When we say, because when I think of motorcycles, I think of ramming into boxes.
Yeah.
But actually, what you're supposed to do, Dwebs, is you're supposed to shoot the boxes using the gun in the motorcycle. But again, I can just do this with my kick. Go ahead.
What regular motorcycle test has guns on the bike?
Military. Remember, Dwebs, this is a military
for
test.
Edgy the Hedgehog.
No, Pedro.
Pedro, this ain't military.
Remember, Pedro, this is the Soliana motorcycle driving test we're taking.
Is
never mind then.
Context that we don't know, the fact that Soliana may be a secret tyrannical fascist government.
Teo, we've already established, Teo, that everybody in Soliana is a Satanist. So
Well, okay. Remember, Tio, they pray to Solaris in hopes that he will not destroy them. Also, let me talk about the motorcycle in this game. Speaking as a guy who actually did like the vehicles in Shadow of the Hedgehog, they screwed over the motorcycle the worst in this game. Not only does the motorcycle control terribly, have really weak aim of its ammo, but believe it or not, the motorcycle will take damage from falling.
Great. What stupid test is down?
Actually, Pedro, question.
There you go. Now it's the traffic cones. Basically, what you're supposed to do is supposed to go in between the pine cones. Don't worry if you hit the pine cones, because the actual space in between them still counts. It's just that it would be probably harder to see.
Pedro? Why are those cones moving away from each other whenever we go through? Like, seriously, some of them move...
Because the collision detection in this game is shitty, Joba.
Yeah, the physics in this
They
game
look like they were moving on their own.
Shitty collision detection, Jova.
Also,
They
Jova.
didn't even make you go through them on the bike.
Also,
Like,
Jova.
I mean, I've gone through that mission, and that's never happened to me before. Go on.
How many more tests do we need?
Jova, seriously, like, aren't motorcycles like that supposed to have high resistance suspensions
For what?
for falling damage?
Yes, they are, but for some reason, motorcycles in this universe will take damage if you fall a long distance, or heck, not even just that, if you bump onto something. Now, Pedro, question.
Go ahead.
Do you get the phenomenon where the motorcycle ends up blowing up before you catch the train? Because that happens to a lot of people.
I don't think I do.
Basically, the motorcycle is incredibly weak in this game.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
Joe, when you took your driving test, do you remember the part we had to run around collecting bronze medals?
Yes, I also remember that after the part where I had to learn how to shoot a machine gun for a bunch of...
Yeah, I also find it...
Not just that, Joe, but what about that part where you had to drive into boxes?
Not just
But
that.
what is amazing is the part where I had to drive through a flaming loophole while evading gun robots.
Not just that. On the side missions, we have bronze medals. On the overworlds, we have silver medals and stages as well. However, for completing stages, you get golden medals. Again, the emblems looked fine. Why did you replace them with boring medals?
Okay, kids, welcome to Shadow's driving school.
Once again, get to the goal. Get to the goal while dodging stuff.
Lesson one: screw the bike. It controls like ours. Just get out and run.
The
Exactly.
edgiest cool in the world.
The end.
You see,
There,
guys,
that'll be-
this is the
that'll be
long-awaited
$500.
sequel to Sonic Schoolhouse, Shadow's Driving School.
Go ahead.
No,
Taylor.
Joe, it needs to be another
Only
S.
two people have been able to clear this run.
I wonder why.
They probably don't know about the glitch that I used.
Joe, I got a name for it. The Shadow Cycle.
So yeah.
There you go, guys. So now whenever Shadow drives the motorcycle, it is now
So
officially
close.
legal.
God damn it, game.
Yeah, of course it's not even a challenge. I just had to walk.
You cheated.
I walked. No one said I couldn't walk.
Did you read the rules?
I did not read the rules. I screwed them.
Ew.
Screw the rules. I have
rings.
I have edge.
I guess. Alright, so everybody. So now that we're done with the side missions, in the next part, we'll get back to the story. So see you then.
Oh, goody, Shadow's radical train.
Yay. See you, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
You